Hi everybody, welcome to Kalinting Reads with me Dimas, where we talk about books in the horror genre or at least or adjacent. Today I'm going to be reviewing a book called Survive the Night by Riley Sager. Now, Riley Sager has been my go-to author whenever I'm in the mood for some horror or thriller reads that are fast-paced, pulpy, and not too dark, but still have a bite to them. Now, I have read a couple of his works, namely Final Girls and Home Before Dark, which I also reviewed on this channel. Both of those books are very enjoyable. I would say that reading Riley Sager's works reminds me a lot of reading the Fear Street books by R.L. Stine when I was younger. But of course, Sager's works are geared towards a more mature audience. But all of the fun, the lightness, and the pulpiness are still there. So can Survive the Night by Riley Sager continues his streak of fun, light, pulpy thrillers that he's now known for? Well, here is my review. Survive the Night by Riley Sager tells us about a young woman with a unique name, Charlie, a 20-year-old college student who had to, survive the night in the early winter of 1991 when she decided to share a ride with a mysterious man that she met in front of her campus. The mysterious man in question was Josh, who, after seeing Charlie, offered her a ride from New Jersey to her grandma's house in Ohio. Now, the reason Charlie jumped at the chance to share a ride with Josh was because Charlie couldn't bear to stay even one more day in her dorm. Just 2 months ago, Charlie's roommate, who was also her best friend, Maddie, was murdered. Maddie's body was found 9 miles outside of the town, bound by a rope with multiple stab wounds on her body and a missing tooth. Maddie's murder resembled the modus operandi and the signature of the campus killer, who has been at large for the last 4 years and had killed 2 women before. Now, even though it was clear that Maddie's death was due to murder by a serial killer, Charlie believed that she herself was also guilty because she felt like she could have saved Maddie if only Charlie didn't leave Maddie alone outside of the pub that night. On the night when Maddie was killed, Charlie remembered seeing a person walking towards Maddie outside of the pub. Charlie was so sure that the man she saw was the killer. However, Charlie couldn't just easily trust her own memory of what happened because ever since her parents' tragic deaths, she kept having hallucinations. Every time situations become too much to handle, Charlie's brain immediately embellished realities into something that she can manage, and because she loved movies so much, her hallucinations took forms of movie-like sequences in various genres, from drama to noir to horror movies. Unable to escape the guilt that she's feeling, she chose to leave college in the middle of the semester, including leaving her boyfriend, Robbie, just so that she can be with her grandmother in Ohio with the aid of the mysterious Josh. When Charlie first got into the car, everything seemed to be going well. Josh seemed like a trustworthy guy and even managed to get Charlie to let down her guard for a bit by talking about her love of movies. But as they keep driving into the night, Charlie began to realize strange things about Josh. She found inconsistencies in Josh's story about his work, where he came from, and where he was going. Not only did Charlie suspect that Josh was not who he say he was, more than that, Charlie believed that Josh was actually the campus killer that has killed her best friend 2 months ago. That fateful night then became Charlie's quest in figuring out the truth behind the man she's trapped with. If Josh was indeed the campus killer, then Charlie knew that there was only one choice: fight back or die trying. Now, I had so much fun reading the book. Like the other Riley Sager's book that I've read, Survive the Night is fast-paced, suspenseful, pulpy, a bit melodramatic, but intentionally so, and just all around awesome. Just don't expect the story to be gritty or dark or terrifying. Like I said, the book evoked the feelings that you might have had when you read Fear Street series, but with slightly more mature and updated content to keep up with the times. For example, the book touched upon the main character's trauma and also female empowerment, especially against predators, so it was very empowering seeing Charlie's evolution in one night from someone who didn't trust her own mind into someone that was very strong and had the will to live and fight back. Charlie's evolution as a character was really what made me able to forget certain parts at the beginning where I questioned some of the decisions that Charlie took. But after thinking about it for a bit, I think it was depicted somewhat realistically. Many times, victims could not do anything to immediately stop what was happening because they were scared of getting hurt by these predators. And to have Charlie showing that she could pick herself back up and fight back, it made for a great character arc and a great climax, and I'm all for it. All in all, I give Survive the Night by Riley Sager a 4 out of 5 stars. Like other books by Riley Sager, this one is a fast-paced, entertaining, twisty in that Fear Street kind of way, but also very empowering. Just don't expect an overly terrifying, bleak, and dark story that would stay on your mind for days to come. This is a book that you could enjoy while traveling, sitting on the passenger seat of a moving car or a bus or a train on a chilly night. Just make sure that you're not sitting next to a serial killer. So that is my review of Survive the Night by Riley Sager. If you've read it, let me know what you think of it in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you again in the next book review video.